It started softly. The mushrooms settled into my belly like forgotten ancestors. I watched the trees begin to shimmer, their outlines pulsing gently. Time at first just slowed, like the world was holding its breath, but then came the unraveling. My body began to melt, not literally, but in some deeper, older way. I could feel the boundaries between me and the forest begin to dissolve. My hands weren't mine anymore. They were flickering outlines made of memory and light. I laughed, or maybe the earth laughed through me. The forest was breathing, the air turned into color, thoughts looped back on themselves, then fragmented into kaleidoscopic noise. I saw sacred geometry in every branch, each pattern whispering something I couldn't quite understand, but deeply recognized. The symbols, more ancient than light, were the code of life. Then I vanished. My sense of self, the narrator in my head, was peeled away like bark. I had no name, no past, no identity, only awareness. Floating in an infinite void, I was alone. Everything was gone as if it never been. The loneliness was crushing. I was there for eternity. I had always been alone in the void. And then the shadow came. It crept in slowly, then swallowed everything. Shapes twisted. The colors turned dark and sharp, fractalizing into mocking faces. Time shattered like glass. Every emotion I had ever repressed came roaring back with jagged teeth. Guilt, shame, regret. They danced around me like demons, no up, no down, just spiraling madness. I saw my own death over and over, murdered in cold blood, falling face down into mud and filth beside my dead family. I could not save them. Lying in bed with my beloved, looking into beautiful flaming dragon eyes as I took my last breath and fell within, murdered in the forest, dragged from my home, killed by the hands of bloodthirsty fascists more times than I could fathom. Drifting in absolute silence, absolute nothingness. No body, no mind, no memory, only pure awareness. I was buried alive in loops of thought, reliving childhood fears, broken relationships, words I wished I could take back. I screamed, but there was no mouth, no voice, just vibration. Every mistake I'd made folded in on itself, and I believed I had gone insane. Forever, I would be like this forever. What had I done? Eternity stretched out before me like an endless funhouse of mirrors reflecting only my failures. I whispered, "Make it stop," but the mushrooms don't stop. They take you through, exposing every weakness, breaking every wall, tearing you apart, only to rebuild you stronger than before. I don't know when it changed. Maybe it was when I finally stopped resisting. I let go. And suddenly, I was floating in golden silence. Everything was still peaceful. I had passed through the crucible and come out empty, but not hollow, clear. And in that clarity I saw it, the divine, not a god, not a voice, but a presence, infinite love, unconditional, blinding love, the most powerful force in the cosmos. It told me without words that even the nightmare was love, even the pain, even the shame. I saw my life not as a tragedy or a triumph, but as a perfect equation. Nothing wasted, nothing out of place. And then the visions returned, gentler now. I saw cities of light, beings made of sound, galaxies blooming like flowers, universes within universes, past, present, and future, all at once. I saw my birth, my death, and every face I had ever loved, every face I'd ever worn, all at once. Time unraveled, I became a thread in a great cosmic weave, and I wept, not from sadness, but from awe. There is no greater force than the power of the divine. Imagine feeling the power of holding together infinite universes, infinite dimensions. There is no word for the vastness. Then I realized I had never been alone. None of us ever are. The trees were glowing with compassion. The wind hummed with ancient songs. The earth forgave me. Slowly I returned. I could feel my body again. What is this? I thought, this is a body. I have a body. I have hands and feet. I have breath. It had been so long since I had a body returning to. It was like being reborn. I felt the soil beneath me, my heartbeat, the rhythm of my breath. I had returned, but something from the vision remained. Even now, in the dullness of everyday life, I remember I have clawed my way through hell, looked into divine eyes, and kissed the face of God. And somehow, I know they are all the same. Love, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, learning, and wisdom. These are the important things. Nothing else matters. Not clothing, appearance, or finances. Not who you love, where or when you were born, or the shade of your skin, or by what name you call the divine. None of that matters. Love is all you need. The Beatles were right all along. Love everyone and speak the truth. Love is never wrong.